Doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo. How's it going, everybody? How's it going? How's it going? Today is Friday. You know what? Let me transfer this to my MacBook real quick. And oops, we just watched the latest episode of The Mandalorian. Where I just transferred my photo. There you go. And I want to show you. Crap, so many things here on my screen. Okay, I'll show you that photo later. So today's the Mandalorian episode, season 2, episode 6. Oh, okay, it's on, and it's titled "The Tragedy." Now, when that title showed up on the screen today, I was like, "Nah, how bad can it be? The tragedy." You're making it sound like it's, like it's gonna be apocalypse or something. But boy, oh boy, did I underestimate that. It was really a tragedy indeed. Holy crap. Well, first of all, R.I.P. Razor Crest. Hello. Rest in peace, my man. We hardly knew ye. Well, actually, we knew Razor Crest, and it reminds me of my old Honda Civic, which was a piece of junk. But it took me to point A to point B. So that was like that's what Razor Crest was to me. And I was like, holy crap, now how on earth is Mando gonna get himself around? Luckily by the end of it he made some alliance with Boba and Fennec. That's also one of the big surprises on today's episode. Fennec survived and Boba showed up. Boba, as you know, is Jango's son, and he on this show is played by Temuera Morrison, and Temuera actually played Jango on the Star Wars prequels. So for him to play the son this time around is pretty cool. And the thing is, let's talk about that. The thing is, I don't want to belittle him in any way possible. Okay, I'm a big fan. I respect him. Don't take this the wrong way, but when he put on that armor, that Boba Fett armor, you gotta admit, I don't mean to be a villain here, but you gotta admit, he kind of let himself go a little bit. I'm sorry, I just gotta say it. It's out there, It's like, I mean, he's still badass when he's like fighting off those, troopers, but man, that belly was like pushing out of the armor. He was like, "Yeah, get me out of here." And I shouldn't be one to say that because I myself have a belly. I'm overweight myself. So, but I guess it takes one to know one. But credit where credit is due. I think Temuera, for him to step into the shoes of the legendary Boba Fett. It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. And, that whole sequence where he was just like, just bashing the heads of the troopers like crazy. And then, of course, Fennec helps him out. It's a very action-packed scene. The Dark Troopers, though, holy crap, they scared the shit out of me. Those bad boys they're like the Terminators, man. They're like T-1000s, you know what I'm saying? I was like, when they're approaching Grogu, I need to get used to saying that instead of Baby Yoda. When they're approaching Grogu and about to like snatch him, I was like, holy crap, where's John Connor? Where's John Connor when you need him? Oh man, those things look scary, and they fly up so high. Whew. So that's another tragedy, I guess. What happens to Grogu, but before that whole with the magnetic force, so cool, so awesome, and you gotta applaud Mando's effort. Even though you could say like, come on, Mando, you're gonna try to burst through that field. Like, you already tried it twice. You're not gonna get through it, man. But but the guy is stubborn as hell, and you gotta hand it to him, like say, I gotta help the child. What can I do? I gotta try to burst this through this thing, even though I get repelled back again and again. So Fennec, Ming-Na Wen's character, I'm so glad that she's back. I was sad when in the previous season, it seemed that like she passed away. The character, I mean, not Ming-Na Wen. It's like, oh my god, they killed her off already. Just one episode. But in science fiction, nobody really ever dies. Come on now. and Boba helps her out, I guess, and brought her back to life. And just want to show you this photo. Ta-da! Do you see who that is? That's Ming-Na Wen, the voice, the original voice of Mulan, the animated movie Mulan. And she's also Chun-Li in the Street Fighter movie. Hello? Anybody remember? High five? Street Fighter, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Man, she was so hot back then. She's still hot now, but I'm just saying that she as Chun-Li was mwah. And so the legendary, I'm so glad they brought back Fennec, and it seems that like Fennec and Boba now, like they said by the end of today's episode, oh, we're indebted to you. So I guess we're gonna see more of them, at least in the last 2 episodes, because I think there's only 8 episodes, I believe, in the season, and this is episode 6. So hopefully the next couple of episodes we're gonna see some more of Mando, Boba, Fennec action. So cool, so cool. What else do I have on my notes? I got some thoughts here as well. We talked about Razor Crest. Rest in peace, Razor Crest. We talked about Dark Troopers looking like the Terminators. We talked about Boba Fett's belly. I guess going off on a tangent here. Last week's episode, the one with Ahsoka Tano, I mean, I saw that twice. It was just so good. I think that was probably the best rendition of Star Wars ever. Like compared to any of the other installments, even on the big screen. I mean, last week's episode was better than episodes 7, 8, 9 combined. Sorry, I had a little brain freeze because I was trying to count how many Star Wars again. Oh yeah, the one the trilogy that we had, with J.J. Abrams, The Last Jedi, Rian Johnson, and then Rise of Skywalker. That trilogy. Last week's episode was was so much better than those 3 combined. I loved it. And so the follow-up on today's episode, even though the quality may not be as like so amazing as last week's, it was still cool to see, Boba and Fennec and them teaming up against the troopers. I remember a long time ago, if you guys recall, I think it was in the early 2000s, I believe. Lucasfilm was trying to make a live action Star Wars series, and I think part of the plan was that they're gonna shoot it in Australia, and I think plot-wise it was gonna be like some sort of a underground mobster Deadwood kind of vibe to it, and it didn't take off. It never happened, and I think part of that was budget as well. So fast forward to now, seeing how The Mandalorian has been this past 2 seasons, including this current one. I mean, it just kind of feels like, as a fan, you feel kind of relieved. Like, I'm glad, looking back now, maybe it's a good thing that they didn't do what they were planning to do with the live action Star Wars years ago. Because who knows, maybe we wouldn't have this version instead if they had gone that direction. So just want to put it out there. I think I think sometimes, because back then when it didn't happen, Star Wars fans, including myself, are like, oh man, such a missed opportunity. If only they had gone through with it, why couldn't they just do it? Back then we were like bummed out about it. But looking back now, it's like, maybe it's a good thing that we kind of waited a little bit longer. Sometimes it pays off to wait a little longer, because somebody like Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau will come around and it's like, hey, we'll show you how it's done. So, yeah, Grogu, let's see here. Gamek, of course, is here. I have to wait 6 more hours for the episode to come out for me. Wow, I'm sorry to hear that, my friend, but as you know, any review of mine that's a live review after the episode already aired means that the review contains spoilers, so you might want to come back to watch this episode after you watch. I'm sorry, you might want to come back to watch this video review after you watch the episode first. Joshua Kim is here. What is the storyline of today without spoiling it too much? Oh, I guess I already gave you one spoiler here. Ming-Na Wen came back. So that's one spoiler for you. That's why I have this photo of me and Ming-Na Wen. So Ming-Na Wen's character, Fennec, came back. And the storyline is, without spoiling too much, there's a legendary character from Star Wars universe who joins Fennec and Mando on today's episode, and there are some misfortunes on today's episode, unfortunately, but sometimes that happens. That's a hero's journey. A hero's journey is not always successful all the time, all good on top of the mountain all the time. No, sometimes the hero's journey finds the hero at the bottom of the valley, and so that's what happens. Isaac Upchurch, have you watched the episode yet? Yes, I have. Let's see. Isaac says, just to tell you, the effects in this one was terrible. Okay. If you thought so, and that's, you're entitled to your opinion. I, for one, did not see it that way, but if you thought that the effects on today's episode were subpar, that's how you saw it. That's how you saw it. I, for one, thought it was just fine. I didn't think too much of the effects while I was watching it, and I was very immersed and invested in the fact that, hey, Boba shows up. Hey, Temuera made a cameo. Hey, my God, Razor Crest got blown to pieces. I was like, no wonder the title is The Tragedy. I was like I said earlier, I was like, I underestimated it. I was like, how bad can it be? Really, The Tragedy? But man, they really threw a wrench on our hero and on us, the audiences, because we're hoping for some sort of good outcome, good resolve, as opposed to what happened on today's episode. Isaac Upcher says the story was great. It's just like the effects. I don't know. It was just strange. Maybe I should rewatch it again. Maybe then I'll get the feel of what you were seeing as well. So yeah, I'll rewatch it again. No problem. But I'll duly noted on your comment, Isaac Upchurch, and thank you so much for that. And okay, I'm gonna end on this. I'm glad that the story has advanced, moved forward. It's not like Mando is being pulled in too many directions again. Now it's pretty much set, because we got couple of episodes left till the season 2 finale. So this is it. Mando and Boba and Fennec, and I'm sure Kara will help as well, and now they're gonna try to go after Moff Gideon, and it's gonna be awesome. And so let me show you this. We'll end on this. Okay, you go to youtube.com/ramascreen1, which is my YouTube channel, and then you go community. I think I put the poll for you guys here the other day. I asked you guys, I set up a poll and I asked you guys. Oh, here it is. Can you see it? Let me make it big for you guys. So, would you still call him Baby Yoda, or would you call him by his real name, Grogu? And so 17 of you guys voted. 65% of you guys said Baby Yoda. I'm still gonna stick with Baby Yoda. I don't want to call him Grogu. I don't like changes that much anyway. And Baby Yoda rolls off nicer off of my tongue. I'm so used to saying that, and Baby Yoda just sounds so adorable as opposed to the rough Grogu, and that's fine. That's totally fine. 35% of you guys said Grogu. It's like from now on, I'm gonna practice and train myself to call him Grogu, not Baby Yoda anymore. Yeah, there's a comment here. I didn't read the comment. What was the comment here? Nope, I guess they deleted the comment. If you ask me though, I would have to say Baby Yoda. I just like it. It's just so adorable as opposed to Grogu, And even though that scene at the beginning of tonight's episode where Mando's on his ship, like Grogu, and trying to see if he would look at him, like, got you looking. That's funny, but Baby Yoda, I mean, you can't beat that, man. You can't beat that. I think it's gonna take a long while before I, just muscle memory and just call him Grogu without saying Baby Yoda at all. But right now, at the moment, it's Baby Yoda for me. But thank you so much, you guys, for joining on this poll, and thank you for all of you tuning in right now on this review of, let's see that again. My photo of me and Ming-Na Wen. I'm going to post this. And thank you, Isaac, Joshua, and Omega Cursed for chatting with me right now online on this YouTube Live. The rest of you guys, if you have any theories or questions about tonight's episode or today's episode of The Mandalorian, or do you agree or disagree with my assessment of it, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, subscribe, and subscribe. Aw, God, she's so pretty. Look at that, she's so... I gotta find me a Ming-Na Wen, man. I gotta find me a Ming-Na Wen and settle down. My Ming-Na Wen is somewhere out there. Let's rock this, everybody.